Welcome to R.Y.E Survives NYC. I am R.Y.E and you are super duper fly for tuning into this video. Today, you guys, I am doing another mukbang for you. So I have some ramen noodles. It's beef flavored ramen noodles, and I have some I have some spring rolls. And I chose ramen noodles today because I'm going to be talking about my college experience. And like ramen noodles is like this stereotypical like broke college student meal. So I thought I would eat this while I talk about my college experience. So this video is going to be me talking about me surviving my New York City community college experience. So first of all, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm just gonna readjust this. But yeah, and I also have some Diet Coke, which I don't usually drink diet, but it was free, so I'm gonna drink it. So yeah, I went to the Borough of Manhattan Community College. I started in 2017, which I didn't go I didn't go to college straight out of high school. I actually took a really big break, like a lot of years. I know a lot of people think that I'm like still a teenager, or like I'm fresh out of high school, or like maybe like a few years out of high school. I'm not. So yeah, I didn't go straight out of high school. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do, if I wanted to go to college. Because when I was in high school, I wanted to go straight out of high school to college, but it didn't go that way. And so when I was taking like all these years off, I still was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do. And I decided that I wanted to study theater. And when I was like choosing what schools, when you apply for community colleges in New York, you get 6 options with the application. So you put down your 6 choices on where you're considering going, and they, based on like your grades or whatever, they choose you like that, whether you get into those 6 choices. So when I got my acceptance letters back, I was trying to figure out like which school I wanted to go to. I was looking at like the options for the curriculum for theater. And I decided to go to BMCC, so BMCC is the Borough of Manhattan Community College. And if you're from New York City, you have probably heard like BMCC is just like not the college to go to. Like I always heard like just like they seem like to have a bad reputation, not in like a way it's like, oh, like it's just like a horrible place to be in, but more of like they made it seem like you didn't really have to like fight to get into the college, because it's like pretty much anyone can get in. I heard that's basically what the gist of like how people made the college scene. Like you didn't, like, you know, like all these like higher up schools, like you have to like really fight and have like the best grades and all of this and that. So they made it seem like it was like, oh, like anybody can just get in, like, so um and yeah, so it just didn't have like this like high like recommendation, you know. It probably wasn't on a lot of people's like first choice list, you know. But I was like, you know what, like when I saw the curriculum for theater, I was like, I liked it, so I'm gonna go there. And I'm so glad I did. Like this school, like this, well, okay, so like when I would hear people like talk down about it, this was like many years ago. So now it could be like totally different. Like when you're in high school, it could be like a whole different like talk amongst students about the school. But yeah, like I'm just saying, like from my own personal like experience, like when I was in high school, like that wasn't like your first choice, you know. But many years later, like I'm so glad that I decided to go to this college because I had a great experience at this college. So I started in 2017 and I graduated in May 2019, so not that long ago. And when I entered, um, I was accepted into a program called ASAP. And yo, what would I have done without ASAP? ASAP covered, okay, so it's like a financial aid type of program. It covered my Metro card. It gave me money for my books. What else? That was pretty much like the gist of it. Like, that Metro card was a lifesaver. And not everybody gets accepted to ASAP. I think it has to do with like your financial situation or whatever. Um, and they give you a certain amount for your books. For me, like I literally like for the most part didn't have to pay for no books because of that ASAP money. And but like that's from like that was like my personal experience. Like everything that I'm saying is like my personal experience. So like you're for whatever like major that you're studying, your books might be mad expensive and it might not, the ASAP money might not cover all of your books. But for me, like it covered pretty much everything, unless like the book wasn't in the bookstore and I had to like outsource it, go somewhere else to find it, and I wasn't able to use. So like yeah, the ASAP money you can only use it at the bookstore on campus. But yeah, like only had to like pay for like I think like one book out of like my whole 2 years of being there. I only had to pay out of pocket for one book. Like that's crazy. Like that's so good. And so like you know how like when you are entering a college, you have to like take certain tests to see like what math class you need to be placed in or whatever. So when I did that, my score for math was like just above failing, I think. So it was like I wasn't like super, I didn't like fail completely, but it was like just before failing. So I had to take a remedial math class, and it was like a hybrid class. It was like um I had to take algebra and statistics. It was like in the same class, and this is my first semester. My professor was mad lit. Like, he was such a good professor, and I feel like because he was such a good professor, it made the material so much easier. Like, his name was Professor Rodriguez. He was mad chill, mad cool. Like, I feel like when your professor is cool and, like, it's like that pressure gets off of you. Maybe some people need pressure to, like, get things done. But for me, it just stresses me out. And I want to be comfortable so that my brain can absorb all of what I'm supposed to be learning. So he was a really dope professor. And everyone in that class, like, did really well. What else do I remember from my first semester? The first semester I took Theater 100, which is like intro into theater. And for my like final project, me and one of my classmates rapped or performed Guns and Ships from Hamilton. Mad fun. I had my if you like follow my other channel, I made a Lafayette cosplay. There's some people on here that probably I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. But Hamilton is a Broadway show. And so like I cosplay, and I made like a cosplay for Lafayette, which is one of the characters in the show. Well, he's like was a real person, but like also a character in the show. And I cosplayed as Lafayette a few years ago. And so for my final project in Theater 100, I wore the outfit that I cosplayed in, and I let my classmate use one of the jackets that I made in high school, which is like crazy. That's like a full circle moment. And because it was like kind of like an army type of jacket. So we wore those like for our performance, and we sang and rapped the song. It was like really fun. And yeah, that was like my first semester. Since I was in theater, I auditioned for like a few things. Didn't get in. I auditioned for a show. Actually, that performance from my Theater 100 class, like, ended up, my professor was like, oh, like, you should audition for this show. Like, they're still looking for the main character. I auditioned, but I didn't get it. And I auditioned for this like writers and performance thing. I got a call back, but didn't get that. Fast forward to my third semester. This is like the difficult part. I don't know if I'm gonna like really talk much about everything that happened, but so my third semester, I was in. So like the fun part was like that I was in like this musical. What's it called? It was a workshop class basically. So it was like a new show that was about to happen, and they like wanted to workshop the show to see like, you know, work out the kinks and like see how like it's gonna be and all that. And so in that show, that workshop was like a rapping workshop. So I had to audition for that, and I auditioned with Guns and Ships, the song from Hamilton. Got into that. So my first thing that I auditioned for on campus that I got into was this workshop. And our first project, the first assignment that we had to do was learn Slick Rick's children's story. I'm pretty sure most of y'all know that song. If you don't, look it up. I really like that song. So yeah, we had to learn it and then recite it in class. And so I was like, yo, I'm gonna kill this. I just know I'm gonna kill it. So I get up there and I killed it. Yeah, and like, so we ended up like staging the song. So I ended up being Uncle Ricky. So I was saying like Slick Rick's parts, pretty much just saying pretty much the whole song. There was a few parts that I didn't say, because they actually like was like characters in the little storyline. Excuse me. And yeah, so like I was able to like rap in that situation. So that was fun. That was like my first like rapping like in front of people. Was it? I don't know, like my first like rapping performance, I guess you could say. But then like things like started like going downhill because my mom was passing away. I'm gonna do my best to like say what I can about the situation without getting upset or crying. But yeah, like my third semester, it was around this time. It was in November, the beginning of November. She was like, it was pretty much the ending stages of her life. And so I couldn't finish the semester. Like, she was dying and I couldn't finish the semester. So like the semester ended in December, so I had like a month left for my third semester, and like I couldn't finish it. And a lot of my professors understood. I felt like for the most part they understood. Like I told them that my mom was in hospice, and like so like a few of my professors, they gave me like a A, like because they knew like that I was a good student. They knew that from like work that I've done previously that, you know, like I would be there if like I wasn't going through this situation. And so they gave me an A, like because like they knew like I couldn't be there. And then there was a few professors that gave me an incomplete, which like allowed me to finish the work like later on. Yeah, so my mom passed away in December. So yeah, like she passed away in December, so it's almost a year. So she passed away 2018, December 2018. So it's almost a year now. And yeah, that's pretty much like how my third semester went. Like it was going good, and then she ended up passing away, so I couldn't like it was I tried like going to a few classes, but it's like I couldn't focus. Like I knew she was like in her final weeks of life, and like I couldn't concentrate on my work. Like the hospice nurse was like, oh, like yeah, like go to class. Like she was trying to encourage me to just continue like pushing and going to class. I remember that day, like when she was like, oh yeah, go, you should go to class, the hospice nurse. I remember like going to the workshop class where I did the rapping and all that, and my professor saying like, you know, like you're always like welcome to be here, like if you need somewhere to like, you know, have your mind somewhere else, have your mind like not be focused on the bad that's happening at home. And yeah, but like for the most, like I probably went to like one or two classes during that time, but I was like, nah, I'm staying with my mom. Like I like it's like it's a whole, that's like a whole nother story. But um that's pretty much how my third semester went. And then like that in January I ended up taking a winter class. I took psychology, which actually was like not bad at all. Like it it was it was like just for the winter, like just for January, I think. Yeah, just in January you took your whole entire like a semester's worth of classes. Like so you went to class every single day of the, well, like Monday through Friday you went to class, and it went by really fast actually. So like that was like a plus side. Like it wasn't horrible. Like that particular class, like I took psychology, like that wasn't like horrible. But that's just my experience. Like it was a good class. And then just from like when I entered my final semester, it wasn't easy. Not even gonna lie. Like being that my mom had just passed away, like my mind was just all over the place. Like I tried to, I'm not even gonna say I tried. Like I really like kilted my last semester. Like I have to pat myself on the back because honestly, you have to like give yourself props when props is due, because you're not gonna get props from everybody. You have to like know your worth, know when you did a good job at something, and you know, just give yourself that credit. Because honestly, like just like imagine like losing a parent or losing someone like really close to you, like how difficult that would be just in general. Like but for me to like still try to push forward and like try to graduate, like what, like sometimes I think back and be like, yo, what, like I can't believe I went through what I went through. And so like my last semester I was taking, I think I was taking 6 classes, 5 or 6 classes. I also had to finish my incomplete work that I didn't finish from my third semester because I didn't finish the semester. And I also was in a show. So the workshop that I was in my third semester, the hip hop workshop, it became the show for the next semester, like the main stage performance, and I got casted in it. So I was taking 6 classes. I had to finish my incomplete work for, I think it was 3 classes. I had like 2 essays I had to write. I had to do like a marketing assignment. Like, yeah. Um, and then I was in the show. And then on top of that, I'm grieving. So, and then a whole bunch of other things. So, it was crazy. Like, felt like I was just like constantly on the go, constantly doing something. And like, honestly, it was probably good because, like, if I was just sitting at home, like, I feel like me going to college at this time, like sometimes I think like, dang, like why did I have to go to college at this point in time when my mom has got sick and like passed away? Like why now? Like did I have to go to college? Like and I think like, oh, if I went to college like years before, she would have saw me graduate, like stuff like that. But then it's like I don't know where I would have been, like if she still would have gotten sick like at this time in life. Like if she still would have gotten sick, I don't know if I was to have gone to college before, where would I have been like right now? What would I have been doing? And like in ways I think like it was good that I went to college at this time, because since I was in a show, like I was like doing something that I loved. Like it kept my mind off of the fact that she was gone. Like um a lot of the time it kept my mind off of it. But of course like my mind would start to wander, and when it did, like I would get emotional in rehearsals. But like my castmates, most of them like really was there for me. Like we would be in like the bathroom and I would be crying and they would be consoling me. Like so I'm thankful that like I had like that support at this time of my life, if that makes sense. Like that I'm grateful that I was in the show like at this time, because I had that support. It sucks that my mom wasn't here that to see me be in my first show. Excuse me. But like, I don't know, I try to think of like the good that came out of this, like the good things that happened in this past year. Um, yeah, a lot of days aren't great. A lot of moments aren't great. A lot of seconds of the day isn't great. But a lot of good things has happened in this year. Yeah, so like I just continue to push through that final semester. Like I got all of my assignments in. First of all, like my assignments, okay, like you had the ones that were incomplete from my third semester. Like I couldn't apply for graduation until I got those assignments in, and I don't think I got them in on time. Like, wait, no, I did get them in on time because they had to be graded and all of that. Like I got them in on time, but I still had a hold on my like graduation thing. I'm like, yo, like I got these assignments in on time and I'm still like possibly not gonna graduate. Like, yo, that just had me like so stressed out. So then I ended up going, like one of my friends had told me like go to the registrar's office and like tell them the situation. So I went there, and then the lady was able to take the hold off of my graduation thing, and like I was able to apply for graduation. So I got the incompletes done. I was able to apply for graduation. Um, I passed all of my classes for that semester. I was taking at least 6 classes, 5 or 6 classes. I passed all those classes. I killed it in the show. Like I was like the main character in the show. Killed it. I don't know. I feel weird saying like main character because like I feel like everyone had like a big role in it, but like my character was like the kind of like move the story along. I guess it was like that like centerpiece character. I don't know. We're just gonna call it that. But like yeah, like I feel like I killed it on that show. I was nominated for to to participate in a competition at Kennedy Center, like an acting competition where it's like thousands of like college students come and like compete in like this acting competition. I was nominated for that and I graduated. So I did that. So yeah, I ended up graduating. And yeah, like I'm proud of myself. Like, so yeah, like I feel like that's pretty much it with like my college experience. Um, yeah, like I had some great times. I experienced some loss. Like, and I didn't even mention that like in my first semester, my grandfather passed away, and literally like less than a year later, that's when my mom passed away. It was just like, it was like my college experience was like crazy. Like for the most part, it was good. Um, for the most part, it was great. Like just like besides like the fact that I experienced this loss, which is like that's something that I had no control over. Um, Something that just you just never know when something like this could happen. So like besides that, apart from that, like my college experience was amazing. Like I have some of the most like amazing professors. Like my theater professors were absolutely amazing. Like I learned so much. Like I was in 2 other scenes. Like we did these scenes, and like people still like have been like recognizing me from like the scenes. Like just the other day, like when I had did the casting call, I was telling you guys about. If you watched my other video, I did a casting call on campus. I was in like a video for a nonprofit. The girl that I was in the scene with, she was like, "Oh, weren't you like in this like show like last semester?" I'm like, "Yo, like that's crazy. Like people are like recognizing me on campus. Oh my gosh." But yeah, like it was like a great experience. Like I'm so thankful for like all of my like acting experiences that I had. Like I've learned so much about myself. Like college just like I just learned so much about myself, like especially like with the loss of my mom. Like I realized like how strong I am. Like just I realized like how just like I don't know, like I just learned just so much about myself. And even with like the acting experiences, like I learned so much about myself and like what um what I'm capable of, really. um yeah, like that's my college experience. I don't know if I'll be going for my bachelor's anywhere. A few of my friends like transferred, but like to like other colleges in New York. Some went out of state, but I don't know if I'm really like eager to get my bachelor's just yet. I feel like I want to do a lot of acting. I just want to act, you know? I just want to be creative, like, and yeah, like that was my experience. Yeah, I really don't think I have anything else to say about my college experience. I will say that like my professors, like I have one professor that has like really been like holding it down for her students, like Professor Kavanaugh. Like she is absolutely amazing. Like I graduated, like I said, and she has really been like still like keeping in touch. Like we keep in touch with each other, and she's just like absolutely amazing. Like she really like holds it down for her students. She really loves what she does. She's absolutely amazing. So I just had to give her that shout out because I really appreciate her. Like she is just so great. Um yeah, I think that's pretty much it. um I definitely recommend going to BMCC if like you're like thinking of going to like college in New York, especially for theater. Like that, like my experience was like it was a high. It was like it was like there. It was like what? Like I went in not really knowing what to expect, but like wow, like that theater experience, just like the options, just the curriculum, the things. Like I learned sound design, like just you can take a costume practicum, you can take lighting, um you can do like set design. It's like it's really good. So if you're into like that type of things, like acting and like set or stuff like that, I highly recommend this college. um but you know, like look into it for yourself. Like you can visit the campus and things like that, which I didn't do before I went. Like I was just like, I like the curriculum, I'm gonna go. That's pretty much what I did. But I mean, like of course, like look into it. um yeah, like I had a dope college experience. So yeah. Yeah, you guys, I thank you for watching this video. Comment down below what you thought of the video. Comment, what should you comment? You should comment what my next mukbang should be, what I should talk about for my next mukbang, and what I should eat for my next mukbang. Um and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh yeah, get me to my 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Okay, I know that we can do it. 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We got this. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later.